So I need to do, and I need to come back and be able to look them in the eye and say, this is what it takes. This is hard work. When every door slams in your face and everyone says you're too old, you're too this, you're too big, you're too little, you're too this, you're too that. When all of that happens, if you can still plow through and say, I am here to do what I am designed to do, then, that's the thing that we're going for, right? And I wanted to be able to say that to them and with, integrity. And so came to Toronto and then, one thing led to another. And so the Wynonna Earp role was interesting because, sometimes you read a character and it's just, it's like, oh, I know this. I know this Ice Queen part of me. Because we try to dial up the fun part of ourselves that we kind of hide from the world sometimes. And the audition was awesome, had a blast, and, one thing led to another, and then Mikado is who she is today, and season 2. Don't think about season 2.
There's more. There's so much more to come.
It's amazing. So yeah, that's
Ask Kate more questions.
Sorry,
I am still reading her book.
Anyways, Kate's a future motivational speaker, by the way. I do want to kind of point out, I don't know if you could say real, we did kind of feature all the stunt work that you did in one of the episodes. I won't tell you which one it is, but I know you worked really, really, really hard to do a lot of that work yourself.
Yeah.
I know that, and really like a lot of the stuff that you guys do a lot of your own stunts, and I know that you want to talk about how that was a challenge and maybe like what the experience was like to kind of work through that routine. Kate, you or anybody?
For me, it's as long if I physically can do it, I want to do it. It's so much. It's the best part of the job. I mean, some days you get to do, kiss somebody, and other days you get thrown through a window. So I'm kind of always down, and I actually take a little bit of pride in the fact that, especially last year in the fight sequence in episode 8 between Shamir and me, that was all day just fighting the two of us. And I never used a stunt double once. We actually had to use a stunt double for Shamir's character at one point, for Dolls' character at one point. So I was super happy, and I'm not as alpha as Shamir. Shamir loved those scenes. He's also more talented than me. He's also, so the fact that we did this whole day and he had to use a stunt double and I didn't at one point was pretty awesome. So I was really proud of that. But for me, it's part of the job and it's something that I'm excited for. But it's a testament to the crew, and we're super lucky. Our stunt coordinator and his wife, Steve McMichael, and his wife, they're amazing. The stunt doubles we have are beyond talented. I trust them so much that there's not much that I'm not willing to do, really, because you know that it's like that game of we'll catch you if you fall. They always catch you.
Safety first.
Pardon?
Safety first.
Safety first. So at the same time, it's it's funny because this week I actually had to do a lot of stunts because it's the finale. Nothing crazy happens.
Think about it.
But I've done all kinds of stunts and nothing happened. And then I was doing literally nothing, and I stabbed myself in the rib with my gun.
He's like, Allison, what do I do with my rib is bruised? I'm like, we can't do anything.
And I'm like, but it was not a stunt scene, it was not a scene, so at the end of the day, I don't know how I survived. If I survived.
Yeah.
I meant me, Tim, survived.
I think that's my favorite part of the job is getting really physical. And I think because I'm such a physical person, having played a lot of sports and stuff like that, I need to be in my body. What if I'm throwing things or fighting or yelling or, I don't know, running around like a lunatic, that's just sort of my happy place. So when some stunts came in for Mikado, I mean, it was such an experience without giving anything away. I'll get buzzed, beefed out, I'm sure. But, stunt rehearsal, and I'm so stubborn. So, they have this professional MMA fighter come in to be my stunt girl. And I was like, hell no! I'm how do I stand? Why do I look like that? That's very awkward. Okay, I want to look tough. I want to make me be tough, and it's like hour 4, hour 5, hour, you know. But super, super fun. Like, you know, and the team, like everybody from the set decoration to, you know, to our directors, to the lighting, everything makes the stunt look amazing, you know? And
But to be honest, you guys were like totally bringing it. Like it was like just like the naked eye was like it was really fantastic.
I was shaking.
Yeah.
After this one scene that we had, you know, just some actors and some scene and some place. Show. I literally, when they called cut, I was like, yeah. You know, it was really adrenaline filled, right? Like I crashed that night, and but it was so much fun, and I love the fact. Oh gosh, there's so much I want to say that I can't. I'll have to wait and tweet it out. Some fun
Yeah,
facts.
we'll talk about it when the episode airs.
You guys don't even know what I'm talking about, but I'm like, I gotta stop for now.
I prefer the kissing scenes, mental note.
I do
It's
too.
like to Alex, right?
Yes, no to me. I'll take that into consideration. And just, I know that Alison didn't ask me, but I know you're all waiting to hear. I do my own stunts. This is one. This is it. This is my stunt. Sometimes I do this.
P.S. In case you don't know, and I don't even think she knows this, we all talk about when we get a script that Alex wrote. Because if you don't know, most of the sex, when Wynonna gets sexy, this one right here wrote it. As actors, we all panic, and when we know we're getting one of our episodes, the first thing you're like, oh God, somebody's shirt was for sure. No, you know it's an Alex script. All actors like, oh shoot, oh frick, who's writing for him? Everybody starts looking, who's naked, who's not, who's kissing. It's sexy.
It's what the fans want, right?
So, yes, it's this one here, guys.
Now the truth comes out. Well, I didn't want to go too far. I know people probably have questions. I'm going to warn you guys, we really can't talk about the second season. So if you ask a question about the second season that has to do with the plot points or anything that gives anything away, we will not be able to answer it. But I would like to go ahead and start taking questions. Right over here.
What's it like writing comic book based on your character, Tim?
You're my favorite person. Thank you for that very good question. Again, like I said, I feel like I don't sound genuine. It was the greatest experience of my life. I've been a comic book fan my entire life. I'm so nerd that I make nerds not look like nerds about comic books. And Bo Smith is one of the most wonderful, gentle humans in the world, and he's also a lunatic. And we share the same brain, we love the same comic books, we love the same Western stuff. And it was kind of like the stunt thing in a way with the trust, because I was so nervous. I had all these ideas too. I was so ready. It's like, hey, this opportunity came up, and I'm like, I got this story, I got this guy, I got this thing, and he's like, woo! It's like, but the trust was there. I knew that if I would screw up, Bo was there to catch me and make everything all right. And in the end of the day, we wrote a comic book together. We wrote 2 comic books together, and nothing will compete with it. And the special thing is, I think Bo felt the same thing. We really experienced something special together, and I think it's something that both of us would love to do again. And it's a surreal moment. Seeing my face on issue 4, when my real face was on the comic book, I was like, okay, I'm done. Like all honesty, like whatever happens, we're all gonna go. That's life, right? You can just tell everybody that guy was good. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, like that's what it was. And then, but to see your name up there as a writer, it meant more to me maybe than acting, than anything. It was just it meant so much, and it was really great to write Wynonna. It felt really good.
The Earper back here. Reason 2.
I have a question for Tim. In addition to Wynonna Earp, what is your favorite Western and why?
It's funny, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid is just pure perfection, but I don't understand right in the middle of that movie when it's just raindrops for 5 minutes though, but like they really just went for it. And I was like, as groovy as it was, I just didn't understand where it fit in. The old Sergio Leone movies, of course. There's so many. I mean, I of course had seen Tombstone.
Yeah.
Hey, of course, everyone always has to know Tombstone, and I knew who Doc Holliday was before this part came up. You know, I was in a cliche or a nerdy way. There was Destiny who played a big part. I've been watching westerns since I was a kid. Also, I used to have some of the old wider comic books, which is cool because I've got to start recollecting them thanks to Bo who gave me a couple because he's awesome like that. But it's very random that those books, because those were Silver Age comic books, these wider westerns that I somehow ended up with as a kid. So it's so weird that everything kind of comes full circle in a way. Yeah, I've always loved western. Probably, Clint Eastwood can add to it.
I think, can I just say, Tim originally, if I remember correctly, auditioned for Dolls. Very different Dolls. And we looked at him, and he's been a favorite. You were one of my favorite characters for on Lost Road.
Thanks for that.
Thanks. I love him. But as soon as we saw his audition for Dolls, we all looked at one another and went, Doc. We found our Doc. He wasn't even auditioning for Doc, but we knew we found our Doc because it was so clear from the very beginning that this was the only actor in the world who could actually play that role and be authentic about it. He also grows one hell of a stash.
He was an awesome Chewbacca shirt.
So last year I was lucky enough to attend Wondercon. I went to the red carpet, saw the first 2 episodes of the premiere a couple months before they came out, and I was blown away. But the thing that's really, I don't even know how to express this, but the fandom that is so quickly grown out of this series. So I was wondering if you could provide your reaction now, from where there was nothing, there was so much.
It's like I said before. This is something that you're like me. We luckily we saw this whole thing because it's going to be so much bigger than anybody even understands. And I know that. I honestly, truly believe that. Today's a Netflix no show. This is a Netflix show. This is a binge-worthy show. And for us, like I said, I'm like you. I experienced it from the beginning. To watch it grow was special. I don't want to sound like I knew, but for me, it was so special being a part of it while we were filming, with the cast and crew that we all we got along so well, and we were learning. It's kind of like what we talked about this morning. By episode 6, we kind of discovered what we were doing, and because the first part, what the hell's going on? Who's a cowboy? What's the thing with the thing? Chicken dance guy is dying. You're like, what's happening? And then once we started getting it, and we got the tone of the show. You started feeling it. But for me, watching Melanie Scofano, season 1, day in, day out, working together, just working with her and watching what she was doing on it, we got something special. Wynonna is very special. All the other actors are amazing, but she's one of her. I mean, if she doesn't bring it, I'm not sitting up here, you know what I mean? She's Wynonna, and she's very special, and she's amazing. And it's kind of like the scenes, for me, Wynonna Earp is those scenes between Waverly and Wynonna. After everything's happened and things got blown up and we did stunts and blah, 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 blah. It's the 2 sisters having a little chit-chat about what they went through. And that's what this show is. And those moments were always so special. I kind of knew, like, this is something special. And the fact that people caught on, I was surprised, but at the same time, I was kind of like, this is the kind of thing that I would catch on to too, because it's special and it was it's a magical time. And I think right now we're in that magical zone. It's just going to get bigger. I think we should all try and hang out here. No matter what happens, we should just stay in Earper. Let's just stay Earpers forever. You know what I mean? No matter what happens.
What about Alex? Were you surprised surprised that we built this amazing fandom that is full of win and awesome and positivity?
Yeah, well, no, because I know from working with Em on Lost Girl that there's definitely magic in that woman, and I'll follow that magic anywhere. She keeps telling me you have to create a show so I can finally sit back and you can do all the bloody work. But it's just so much fun to be part of the worlds that she creates. And so I was fairly confident that whatever she was going to do with Wynonna, whatever we were all going to do with Wynonna was going to be really special, not only when we were making it, but it was going to deliver something to people who I think need to have a voice, who deserve to have a voice. And we're so happy to hear back from everybody. You have no idea how much it means to us to hear your thoughts on it and to have conversations about the show and its themes and its characters. It's just amazing. So please keep talking to us. We love hearing from you, and we do actually take into account what people are saying. We listen. We really do, because this is what we're making it for. We're making it for you guys. We're not making it to be in a vacuum. We're not making it so we can show it to ourselves in our basement, pat ourselves on the back and go, well, aren't we amazing? No, we're making it.
But we do that too.
But we're making it for all of you guys. And so, the more you love it, the more that fuels us to just try and make something just as good the next year and the next year and the next year. So thank you all to all of you. It's been an amazing ride.
Kate, what do you think about it?
Oh gosh, I'm just sitting here trying not to cry. It's a pretty spectacular thing. What Tim is saying about watching Melanie work, and quite frankly, watching all the actors work. Season 1, I sort of popped in here and there just to spice things up and cool things off, and was really excited for that. And when started reading the treatment for season 2, I was like, oh my god! And to be more immersed in the show with these actors and these writers and the collaboration, and I mean, it's so rare. I talk like I've been in this industry forever. I've really only been doing it, moved to Toronto out of the classroom 6 years ago or 5 years ago. I've been lucky to work with on a lot of sets and a lot of people, a lot of great actors, but this show there's something about the heart of this show that is just, you instantly fall in love. You fall in love with everyone. You fall in love through words you're saying. You fall in love with the people. You fall in love with the people who write you on Twitter and, share a thought. Because ultimately, we're all just human beings, right? On this floating rock in space. Like, really. I mean, we're all in this together. There's no hierarchy of who's more important than the other. We all have a heart and we all have a gift. And so I feel super, super blessed to have stepped into this family and to just watch masters at work as well.
There is something about shooting in Alberta too, which is my home province. And that really sort of brings home what you're talking about, Kate, because being there in the expansiveness of the mountains and the prairies, you just realize how alone we all are, in a way. But how being together as a twosome or a threesome and onward, how that just makes us so much stronger. And so it's just delicious to shoot out there.
I kind of realize that everybody that works on the show and everybody that's in the show are fans of the show.
Oh, yes.
And we're all fans of the show too. And so whenever we find out anything, it's like we have we'll go to lunch or dinner or whatever, be like, oh my god, did you read this episode and can you believe that? And oh my gosh, that's what we sound like. We're ridiculous. But I think that comes through, also, as because we all really love the show and everybody just gets along great, and it's just one big. I know it sounds super silly, but we're just one big happy family, and it's been an honor for me, especially this season, to be up there the whole time and be able to be with everybody and experience that. It's been really awesome. So, any other questions? You back there?
Yeah. Does Doc
about these guys right here. The lovely lady sitting right next to me. These guys are so amazing this year. Everything gets done in ways that are mind-numbing. There's nothing that's not. It's all there. It's all coming. And more than you could possibly, and like, there'll be a new fan favorite. It's as a fan, I just read the final episode. I was like I think Dom and I were the last two to read it, or Mel and I. We didn't want to know anything. It's
We think you might like this next season. And if you want to obsess over this trailer I got, it's going to be on E! Online, which will be up by now. Yes. So, yeah, it's kind of fun. Does anybody have any questions? I think we probably have time for one or two more. Go ahead.
So in July, you guys hadn't gotten word about season 2 as of yet. It was in the middle of Comic-Con that you guys got the call, and you guys were all together, like having lunch or dinner.
We kind of planned telling them that way. Like, we knew like a week before, but like we wanted to like actually just tell them as a surprise.
yeah, thanks. Not like we were waiting. Nobody cared, you know that.
Can you guys tell us what it was like to get that call and find out that season 2 was approved?
We were really nervous. We were all together and we were at San Diego. It was my first time in San Diego. If you know anything about me being at San Diego Comic-Con last year, might have been something to me. So there was so much going on, and I was just firing on this is amazing, but at the same time, underneath me, I needed to know. I was like, you better take that somewhere. She's mad about what I said. There was like this empty part of me too, because I just want to find out. We just want to do this so much, so badly. Please let it be good news. Let it be good news. And when we found out, we literally found out an hour before we did that panel. That panel was one of the most special things for just us, for everyone there, because it was so genuine. We just found out. We get to do what we love again and do it all over again. And you just saw 5 people just yes, what's happening? We're talking to people, but we found out. And all we cared about was that we're going to get to do this again. I'm going to, in my brain, I'm like, I'm going to get to put that hat on again. I'm going to get to put my gun in again. I'm going to get, the mustache makes sense with a hat and gun. I'm like this, I'm like the ultimate hipster. So it also was like, yes, now the mustache makes sense again. It was really good. It was really special. Let's not do that again. Let's just, guys, give us some news.
Like, was it that decision?
Yeah.
Right over here?
If you had to choose any famous gunslinger to be on the show, who would you choose? That's for everyone.
Oh my gosh.
Billie Jean.
Yeah.
We gotta get some more ladies in there, don't you think?
You know what's so funny is that my first gut instinct reaction was Sarah Connors. She's not
Is that what you
she's a gunslinger. She's kind of that's my answer.
know her.
She does sling guns.
I know. Final answer. Stick with it.
Absolutely. It's a very special mashup.
Oh gosh.
I think we should do some sort of reenactment of the OK Corral this time.
Yeah.
And Wynonna Earp comes and saves the day instead of Wyatt.
What do you think about that? What do you think?
She's been so quiet.
Okay, one more question. Do you, because I saw you first.
Is there a Blu-ray release coming through?
We are working on that, so stay tuned. And I know I've said that a number of times. I honestly had a phone call this last week about that. So, yeah, we're working on it. So,
Probably something that would be available summer or fall, is what I'm thinking.
With special features?
Yes.
Hey, you snuck that question in. Thanks, sir.
So, well, I can take one more actually.
Wing,
You want to go?
come on.
Your question.
So on the show, I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of outtakes that happen. What's your funniest moment on the show that kept the entire crew laughing pretty much all day?
Do you remember? So there was one.
I'm not saying nothing.
All I have to tell you. What is it? All I have to tell you is that it was a really serious scene. It was taking us forever. You know, lots of players. Do you guys remember this day? Do you remember this day?
I'm not talking.
Let's just say a gun went off that wasn't supposed to go off, pointed at the person that it wasn't supposed to be pointed at, and even the person shooting the gun was surprised while the cameras were rolling, and everybody sort of stopped, and it was sort of a... And then the entire set burst out laughing, because no one knew. It was sort of pointing at the wrong person at the wrong time, and the wrong person holding the gun, and I can't, it's not a very good story because, you know,
I'll make sure to ask everybody about it when I do the YouTube day.
Yeah.
And look, we're going to have a special feature.
It's classic.
First, congratulations on getting nominated for a Plaid Award. I hope you guys did tonight. You channel anything from past teaching career, from the school representative to the hard aspects of being a father?
Absolutely. Actually, my dad was a cop as well, and wanted me to be a cop. And, you know, so I sort of have that military father figure that I grew up with. I don't know if anyone out there has that father, the same father. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I did. I channeled Miss Drummond on her worst day with the worst kids ever. You know, probably provincial testing day or something, like report card day or interview day or anything administrative day. Yeah, but I did. I definitely, and I channeled a few coaches in there as well, so. Thank you for the question. Did I answer it well? Did I pass?